A Muslim questioner asked Sheikh Deedat, how can we change the world while we, the Muslims, are fighting one another on very minor problems?
True. Yes. You see, this is something that is, and puts us on the defensive. It makes us to bow our head down in shame. I give you an example from my own life. You see, I live in Durban, and from Durban there's a town called Stanger, about 45 miles away. And I had some problems there, legal problems. So I used to go there and meet my legal lawyer, who happened to be Hindu. So every time when I'm returning, he gives me a lift. For some reason, he wanted to come to Durban, he gives me a lift. And in the car, I start preaching to him Islam. I tell him, how Islam, how beautiful it is, how it can solve the problems of mankind and everything. What we preach to others, look, Islam is great. On the second trip, the guy is telling me, he says, look, Mr. Deedat, you're talking a fat lot about Islam. But I can tell you as a lawyer, I'm handling a case of the Muslims about the Madrasa Trust, a religious school. 2 sets of trustees are going to court, and I'm handling the case for one group of trustees, Muslim trustees. There is another case also simultaneously going on in that town between the trustees of the masjid. And I'm also handling the case for one of those groups. And you tell me Islam can solve all problems of mankind. You can't solve your own petty problems. The madrasa can't solve the problem, and the masjid can't solve the problem, and you're talking about Islam solving problems of mankind. I felt, how do you feel? You feel like a sheep, man. You feel like a sheep. I told him, I answered, I don't know whether you'll agree with me. I said, you see, Mr. Krishna, that was his name. I said, Mr. Krishna, the next time this venerable gentleman comes to you, with a dark patch on the forehead for making so many sujood, pious Muslim with nice beard, when he comes to you next time with his problem, just ask him one simple question. That, uncle, have you read the Quran once in your lifetime with understanding? Once. In your whole life. Tum double haji hue, 5 waqt ke namazi hain, mashallah. Did you read this Quran once in your lifetime with understanding? Madrasa group, any Muslim comes along to you with a problem, just ask him this question, have you read the Quran once in your lifetime with understanding? And I said, you, in your life, you won't come across that Muslim. That's the answer. The answer is, we are not going to the Quran. Nobody goes to the Quran. We are prepared to die for this book. If this book is insulted, we are prepared to go to war. But nobody is prepared to live for it. Nobody lives for it. Nobody knows what's going on. What is Allah talking to you? What is saying what the Muqri was reading to you? Nobody knows. It is all for beautification, for spiritual blessing. Sawab, sawab, sawab. And so you're going to get sawab. But the real sawab, the benefit is following instruction. And this is the reason why we find in this position. If you allow Allah Bari Ta'ala to speak to you in a language that you understand, if you understand Indonesian and you have an Indonesian translation. If you can't understand Arabic, read the Indonesian translation and allow Allah to speak to you in Indonesian. Urdu speaking people have to get an Urdu translation. But you people at the university, you must have an English translation for so many reasons. So you master. You master that you can use this as a weapon, as a tool, as an adornment, as a weapon of defense and attack. All this Quran will serve for you. But you have to know what Allah is talking about. What is He telling you? And if you don't allow Him to talk to you, all this is water on duck's back. This is all entertainment. I'm entertaining you all. And at times some great people come along and make you to shed bitter tears too. But it's only for a moment. The real change only comes if you allow Allah to talk to you, and He is talking to you and to me and to every passerby in the street without any intermediary. No Jibreel required. Allah is talking to you without Jibreel. Allow Him to talk to you and see what He does to you. Then this excuse will go, inshallah. Our inactivity, our un-Islamic behavior, all that inshallah will go if you allow Allah to talk to you. Like this we hear our sheikhs and imams, mashallah, but allow Allah to speak to you in the first person. That will change. Yes.